Hey guys, I am reviewing the Sirui P-204s. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, Siri. But I'm also letting you know that you can use the crappy video head. Now the video head isn't crappy. The monopod is crappy. The Young 10 288 monopod is horrible because it's just not going to last. The feet are going to break on you like they did to me on the very first day I used it. So the Young 10 288 has a really nice fluid head, and I am showing you this monopod, the Sirui, in two separate parts because once I put this together, I'm not taking it apart. So you can use this as a hi-hat. You can put your camera up here. There's a separate plate that they give you that comes in your kit that has a 1/8 or 3/8 thread, so you can put, any kind of video head or photo head, whatever you've got, you can put it on there. Or mount your camera on there directly if you need to. And then you've got a really cool feature. It has a ball head in here, and this controls the tension on it. So it can be as loose as this, where it's just loosey-goosey and just goes all over real smooth. Or you can tighten, increase the tension, and it takes a little bit more to get it to move. Or if you want to have it set at a particular angle. If you want to end that capability all the way, you're going to screw this down, this metal piece, and it's completely metal. It's metal on metal. That's the thing I love about this. This is an aluminum one. Very well put together. I'm going to let you take a look at the rivets here, if I can get them in focus. There we go. This is all machine stamped. Okay, so I've got their name machine stamped into the rivets here. And the other cool thing I'm going to show you is you can use this as a traditional monopod. So all you have to do is put the feet up, and then you can use it like that. If you want to use the metal spike, that comes in your kit. This is metal too. The screw part is metal, this is rubber. And then you can actually use the metal spike that comes in your kit. Oh, that fell. You can use the metal spike that comes in your kit if you need to do that. I'm also going to show you this, how you get these legs to close. Just a little button here. You hear that clamp, and then you close it up. And it's not going to come loose. It stays there once it's clamped. Okay, so that's how you operate that. So I'm going to go ahead and let's see. There we go. Close that back up, and I'm going to go ahead and put the monopod section back on this. Here we go. And to do that, I'm just screwing it back on. Trying to get as straight as I can up here. There we go. So it'll tell you when it's locked and when it's not. This is unlocked, this is locked, so it tells you where to screw towards. But the other thing is that doing this one-handed is a real trick. So you definitely want to do it with two hands, if at all possible. Please do it with two hands. So I'm gonna screw that all the way down, and now it's locked in. Okay, so I'm gonna take this off of here. All right, so now we're standing back up in full effect. And I went ahead and put my camera on it. I've got my Nikon D5200, and with a 50mm lens, I just finished shooting a film, Injustice Anywhere the film. I'll have the link to that trailer in the description. But I've got the Young 10 288 fluid head, video head on here. This was a really bad monopod. I've got it around here somewhere. But it was a really bad monopod. But this is a great video head. It's really nice and smooth. Whisper quiet. I haven't had any trouble with it whatsoever. You see how smooth it is. It just wants to go down on its own. It has a quick release plate, so you just hit this knob and you can just take your camera right off. It has a great pan as well as a tilt, but I locked the pan mechanism down on this, not because it's not good, but because the monopod itself, if you can see, has its own panning mechanism here. So I decided to lock this down and just use this here, and I can still operate it from my arm on my video head, so I can do it either way. It just makes more sense to me because within a day of shooting, if I have two separate pans, then what can happen is this can come loose. You can lock this down if you see that you don't want to have this part operate. You don't want the camera's own pan mechanism on there, then just lock it down. It's not a big deal. But for me, it makes more sense to lock this part down and to have this go. You get two of these. These are the plates that come with the monopod because it doesn't come with its own fluid head. So it has a 1/8 and a 3/8 thread, so you can put a camera on there directly, or you can put it on a video head like I've done here. This is completely metal. This is foam. This grip is foam. And then these are going to be rubber, and these control how it goes up and down. So there's 3 different sections of these. This thing is rock solid. It is not very light. Even if you get the carbon fiber one, that's a lot more money. You're only going to be saving about 0.2 pounds. It's not going to really make that big of a difference. If you know what type of filmmaker or photographer you are, I'm going to go with filmmaker. I'm a photographer as well, but primarily, documentary filmmaking and documentary photography for my films. So I'm using this as a filmmaker primarily. You have to understand this is a monopod. This is not a tripod. So people making comments like, it's not as steady as a tripod. Well, it's not going to be because it's not a tripod. But it's way steadier than what's on the market right now. It's way steadier than a monopod all by itself, absolutely. I really love it. It's got some really decent weight on it. It's meant for you, I've got my socks on, it's meant for you to put your weight on it. You can put your feet on this without breaking it. I mean, you don't want to, put 200 pounds of weight standing on it or jumping on it, no. But it's not going to break like the other ones, and it doesn't have a recommendation like the other ones to not put your feet there. The other ones say, that's not recommended. This is recommended to put your feet there. So I really love this monopod. It's been working out for me great so far. I don't really have any problems with it. The only concern I would have would be the weight. I got this for $140. It normally sells for $160, so you can get deals, around $140 to $160. Like I said, the weight is the only concern. So if that's a big issue for you, if you need something super light, this is not the monopod for you. But if you need something that's got some weight to it, that's got some heft to it, that you're not going to break in a day or so, you're not going on 30-mile hikes to film or photograph, then this is really probably going to be the best one for you. I enjoy it. The versatility of this thing really makes it top notch. So I hope you guys enjoyed the review. I hope that having an actual camera on it did help someone. People were saying that they hadn't seen any reviews with an actual camera on it. I can also put heavier lenses on this and it's still going to be the same. You're just going to adjust, you're just going to adjust the camera. It's not that it's going to fall over because of that. This is a little wobbly right now because I forgot to lock down the mechanism down here, and it's tilting. So that's my fault. But generally speaking, it's not going to rock like that. But it does rock a little bit. Because this is a monopod and not a tripod, so please understand. So you would want to shoot with it the same way that you shoot with a monopod, where you would put your hand on it and you would be paying attention to how it's moving and not just kind of leave it on its own all the time the way you might do a monopod. But it's great in places that don't let you have a tripod because it has a very small footprint, even though it has a larger footprint than the Manfrotto and some other ones on the market. Even though it's larger than that, it's not so big that it's going to be considered a tripod. So I really like the I really like those feet. I like that it's all metal construction. I've enjoyed it so far. I hope you guys get a chance to, check it out and enjoy it as well. And for $140, $160, I would even pay more for it. Shh, don't tell Sirui. But it's very well made. And I've been enjoying using it so far. Again, they give you 2 of these plates with 1/8 and 3/8, and they just flip over, so you don't have to worry about losing the screws. It's just one screw. You flip it one way, it's 3/8. You flip it the other way, it's 1/8. So I really enjoy that about it. If you want to save yourself some money, go ahead and get the crappy Yongten 288 monopod. Get rid of the pod and just go ahead and stick the fluid head on this bad baby, and you're good to go. For under $200, you've got yourself, for about $200, you've got yourself a great monopod, a great fluid head, a great fluid video head, and I really enjoy this thing. So I hope you guys do too. Thanks so much for watching. Peace.